before, and I'll say it again. The gentleman that I'm going to introduce to you right now is probably one of the hardest working individuals here on Long Island. When you hear the word vendor, okay, there's a lot of people out there that promote vendors, and they are not, or they don't have the experience or the foundation that Harry from Market Events 111 has, because you know why? He was a vendor. And he'll tell you, he said from the beginning, he's never had, besides from being a vendor and doing what he does, he never worked for anybody. He's always worked for himself. He's the entrepreneur. It's like when you go to the dictionary and you look at the word entrepreneur, Harry's picture's got to be there, I'm telling you. And right now, he's got a lot of stuff going on. First off, the Salmonia Mall, as you know, the Salmonia Mall, which is the old Fortunoff Mall in Nassau County, okay? If you've never been there, I mean, listen, try to get a parking spot, even in today's world. And it's not even the Fortunoff Mall anymore. But the bottom line is Harry's taken over the entire second floor, sometimes even the first floor, sometimes even an outdoor. He's got something going on. But what we want to talk about before we really get into that, let me introduce you to the guy, okay? Because I'm talking too much here. Harry, welcome to the show, Harry. Good afternoon. It's actually afternoon here.
Wow. Thank you. Listen, every time I get an introduction from you, it's like I'm on the edge of my seat.
Well, it's what you wrote. It's what you told me to say, Harry. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Thank you, Eric.
I'm kidding.
Always your kind words.
Because you know why? I got to tell you, because you know what? The one thing people will find when I do an interview with somebody, all right, what I say, I really mean. I'm not blowing smoke here, folks. All right, I'm telling you, this is I've watched him. He cares so much about the vendors. He cares about the events. He's had so many great events, and he's got so much. He's going to have a fashion show with swimsuits coming up soon. I think is what he told me about. But the bottom line is, everything I say about you, Harry, is true. And people that know you and people that get to meet you and people that do business with you, they say, you know what, Eric, you were absolutely right. This is the man that we love doing business with. So you got something going on right now at the Nautical Mile. Tell everybody what's going on.
Yeah, so the Nautical Mile on June 20th, there's going to be a Pride Festival. It's going to be more than that. There's going to be a parade. There's going to be a motorcade. That's the word I was trying to find. There's going to be a motorcade. And I just went to some event. It was an open mic. And at the end of the night, the lady comes up to me. She goes, you know what? I run the Nautical Mile Pride Festival. I liked what you got up on stage and says. I like to work with you. That's the moral of the story. So
what's the date on that? When is that happening?
June 20th.
All right, so June 20th. You're going to be hearing more about the Pride Festival. I'm going to be talking to Harry more about that in the future, but we really want to get it out there. Now, Harry, are you looking for vendors or anybody, with regards to working the festival, or are we just talking about getting people? We want people to come to the festival.
Yeah, either or. Listen, there's room. We took over the whole park at the end of the Nautical Mile. So we're putting a stage. We're getting a stage rented or loaned to us from the town. Thank you to the town. And it's going to be a big event. There's room for vendors if anybody wants to join, or if you just want to come and just enjoy the day. There's going to be music throughout the day and the night. It's going pretty late. It's going to like almost 10 o'clock at night, so.
That's a question. What time are they starting? Do we know?
2 p.m. We're going to start. We're going to do our motorcade.
Okay.
So we're going to have the motorcade for the Pride Festival 2026. Pride, Nautical Mile Pride. That's the new name that it is, the Nautical Mile Pride.
Very good. So it's 2026 Nautical Mile Pride. Okay, cool. All right. So we're gonna give you the information for Harry in just a second if you're interested in either coming to the event, being a part of the event, being a vendor at the event. As he said, there's always room. But one other thing that Harry is doing that I find really exciting, and he does this, I think he does this every year, is he calls it a nighttime. Now that's at the actual Salmonia Mall, Harry. And when is that starting?
So this is a night market, and yeah, you're right. This is like my third annual now. I've been doing it once a year, every year, always about the same time. This year, I'm just starting it a little early. It's a night market, just like any market that you go to, but instead of it being with the sunlight out there, this one is, the sun's starting to go down. We're starting it from 12 p.m. and it goes all the way till 8 p.m.
Gotcha. So, and that's actually at the Salmonia Mall second floor, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Let me tell you something, folks. If you get to the Salmonia Mall and you come around the back, I think they have the Korean market there. Okay. But keep going around the building itself. There's a parking garage right there. Okay. Because that's where I park. And there's a parking garage, which is usually you can find a decent spot in there. And you go through those doors right there, boop, right up the escalator or right up the stairs, right by Dave and Buster's. And you walk right into the market. And it's like, let me tell you something. The vendors that Harry has, these are not fly-by-night people. These are people go ahead, Harry.
I was sorry. I was just going to say, as you're walking in, speaking of the vendors, right there, as soon as you walk in from that second floor, you walk right through those doors, bang, right in front of you, you got this amazing ice cream vendor.
Oh,
but this isn't just regular ice cream. Yeah.
I grabbed a little girl. Yeah. No, I should watch what I say.
I remember.
Yeah, but people go, you pervert. No, I'm not. No, I grabbed this little girl and her father. Okay, I said, come here. You like ice cream? She goes, yes. I said, what kind of ice cream? I think it was blueberry or something like that, right? So the ice cream guy takes the fruit and mixes it right there. He's got a special machine, okay? And he hands it to her, okay? And she takes a taste of this, and she's like, big smile. And I looked at her, I go, well, what do you think? And she's like, thumbs up, number 10, and the father stole it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
the best part.
Yeah, go ahead.
The best part about it, that ice cream, it wasn't just took the fruit and then boom, this wasn't a machine that turns fruit into ice cream right in front of our eyes.
It was amazing.
And it happens within like 15 seconds.
Absolutely.
And then from fruit to ice cream, and this is a machine that they have from New Zealand. And he was telling me the name of this vendor was Scoopin' Fruit, and he was telling me that he's one of the only people in New York that has this machine.
Yeah, and it's like the way it came out, it was like really, really good stuff. So I mean, and he's right. When you come in, right when you get up those stairs, up the escalator, boom, he's right there. And then as you walk down, you're going to meet. Let me tell you something. You're going to meet people that do baking. You got every possible type of vendor, and he even has a guy there that's there for life insurance. So it's like this is really an exciting event, and we've talked about this before. We said, if you are a remembrance of like the flea market type of thing, and how much we enjoy doing. Listen, let me tell you something. I love going out on a Saturday afternoon and hitting all the garage sales. I love going to the events. Yeah. I love to go to Harry's events because you never know necessarily what you're going to find. You know what I'm saying? And the beautiful thing is he brings people in, vendors in that are friendly. They're good people. They're working hard to make sure that we as the public see what they do and really love what they do. And that's what I'm saying about Harry. That's why the people do that with him, because of the love that he shows to them and the love that he shows to the public. And now the love that he shows to the Pride community. All right, with the nautical mile. I mean, come on, in today's world, what do we need more than love?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's what we need. And that's exactly what you're going to experience if you take the time. Come on out to the Pride Festival. Come on out to the 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. There's two different things, guys. Two different things. You got the nighttime market. And when does that start? When does the nighttime market start?
That starts this weekend.
Okay.
So this Saturday is going to be our first day that it kicks off. And we're running the night market May, June, and July. Now, keep in mind there are so many other events in between these dates. So just because May, June, and July is the night market, it doesn't mean that it's only night market. So we have an amazing health and wellness expo. When I say amazing, it's because I know these vendors. I know who I selected. I know who's going to be there. I know what it's going to look like already in my mind. I know what kind of vegan food is going to be served over there. I know what kind of vegan non-gluten candy is going to be served over here. I know where to shop. I know who to go to. So that's why I'm so excited about it. And that is July 11th is the Health and Wellness Expo. July 11th.
So it's July 11th. That's the Health and Wellness Expo. Now, I got to ask you a question. You had said in the future you're going to be possibly doing a swimsuit fashion show.
Yes.
Can I be? I want to. Can I win? I'm going to wear a
yes.
swimsuit.
The answer is yes. You can. Yes. Whatever you say. Yes, you can.
I'm gonna strut the runway. It's Eric and a Speedo. That's something. People, let me tell you, that's something people don't want to see. But yeah, no, this is what I'm saying. It's about fun, and listen, we all went through the pandemic crap, and the bottom line is this is giving you an opportunity for families to be able to get out. For people, the health and wellness, probably seniors, if you can get out, or anybody can get out, and you go to these things. It's like these are opportunities, folks, that you don't get to see and hear about all the time here on Long Island. And the fact is that Harry makes it happen. So we got the Pride Festival coming up. We got the night market coming up. We got the health and wellness coming up. And we got the fashion shows coming up. Go ahead, Harry.
We have a Pokey Expo. That means a Pokemon event.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember that from the past. Go ahead.
This is a little different. Yes, there are some people that dress up and it's role playing. Yes, there are some people that are going to be buying and selling and trading Pokemon cards. Yes, there's going to be from Dungeons and Dragons to Yu-Gi-Oh! To all of these different names, a lot of them that I don't even know what they are. But they're all going to be there. So many vendors, July 18th and 19th. We have a busy schedule every weekend. Last year I did 120 events. 120 events without even thinking about it.
There you go.
In my mind, if you asked me, I thought that maybe I would have told you 8. Because there was some eight serious ones. From my Easter to my Christmas.
I told you he's the hardest working guy in Long Island.
I would have said I did 8.
Yep.
But you know what? The year goes by so fast. And every single day, it doesn't even feel like I'm doing events anymore. They're going on every single weekend.
There you go.
There's opportunities for vendors who sell from seashells to the seashore.
There you go.
To anything that you guys have, we can talk about it. If it's not a good fit for this market, I'll just let you know and maybe refer you to somewhere where it might be a great fit. But I am willing to work with anybody, especially my friends and family and soon to be friends here on Long Island.
There you go.
Long Island is what I support.
And you do it well.
And I accept and want everybody to join.
There you go.
Because I used to support Queens when you asked me at one time. Another time I tell you I support out East Long Island. Now I tell you I support, I'll tell you, all different things. Right? And right now I'm supporting Long Island. My businesses are here in Long Island. All of these vendors are mostly all from Long Island. And Long Island is my backyard.
Let me tell you, I've met the people that Harry deals with the mall, all right? They don't just let anybody walk through the door. Trust me. You're talking about a man that took over or that has taken over and has the ability to be able to run events in an amazing facility, all right? It's not a fly-by-night. We're not doing this we're not doing this some shady place that,
Right.
It's a high class, you got Dave & Buster's there, you got the Curry Market. It's a nice place. It really is.
It's a beautiful place. You have the Cheesecake Factory there. It's just a blessing to be able to work with nice people and good people like the owners and the managers of the Samania Mall. It's the old Source Mall, but now it's called the Samania Mall. It's just nice to be able to work with nice people and that we all have the same goal in mind. And that's we all agree that we are a family, fun destination kind of place. And that's what Market Events 111 is all about, is families and children and
I get it.
a bunch of good memories, the way that everybody has the same story about how we all grew up going to the flea markets and then feeling that it gave us, and for that reason.
Yep.
So I'm just trying to relive it all once again for my grandchildren, and hopefully they can feel a little bit of how I felt when I was walking through Roosevelt Raceway when I was a kid, or the Aqueduct.
Wow.
Or
Shoppers. You're bringing back memories.
Or Shoppers Village.
Yep.
Shoppers Village, come on now.
Tri-County.
Tri-County, of course, Tri-County.
We had Tri-County, right? We had Tri-County in Smithtown. You had one in Levittown.
Right.
Yeah.
So that feeling.
What about the Long Island? Remember Comac Arena? Remember the Comac Arena?
That one too. Listen, all of them.
Yep. I used to go. I had a table at the Comac Arena years ago. Excuse me, I'm coughing here. I told Harry, I'm coming off the medication from oral surgery right now. So it's like, but you know what? I was supposed to call this man yesterday. I'm coming on the air with it. I was supposed to call him yesterday. I was supposed to call him last week. And I said, wait a second. This guy's got he's such a great personality. He's such a good friend to me and everything like that. And he's so patient, so understanding. I just didn't want to let it go another day because, again, we're starting this weekend with the nighttime, the 12 to 8s, and you got the Nautical Mile coming up. And I know, hey, listen, we need to plan ahead. You need to put it in your calendar, and you need to get to these events because that's what it's all about. Harry, now I know you have Facebook. How do they get a hold of you? What's the best way?
The easiest way nowadays is Instagram.
Okay.
I mean, it can be arguably like Facebook. It's like saying arguing the Android or the iPhone. For me, the easiest way is through Instagram. If you don't have any, well, let me tell you, the Instagram is market_events111. Market_events111.
Okay. Very good.
Facebook, the same thing. It's the, you can find me. I can sit here and give you my phone number. Listen, I can sit here and give you my phone number right now. But in this day and age, if you want to do business and if you have any kind of oomph at all, remember we spoke about oomph. If you have any kind of oomph, what it takes to run a business,
yep.
You can find me, Market Events 111. I'm very, very, you can find me on all platforms. And I'm looking for new vendors, people that want to, there's a saying, and it was told to me, and I went to a flea market as they started. And the guy says to me, Harry, and I says, yeah, there's nobody here. He says, Harry, if you want the ball to go in, you got to hang around the rim.
True. Very true.
So
I get you.
It was easy for me to go somewhere else, but this place right now is blowing up.
Absolutely.
It's growing so fast.
We're proud as a radio station to be a part of it. Absolutely.
Thank you.
No problem. And so we're going to put up.
There's room.
We're going to put up. I'm going to put a link up on if you go to LongIslandNewsNetwork.com, there'll be a link. The bottom line, folks, is that Harry has a lot to offer, and Market Events 111 has a lot to offer, too. So you don't want to miss out on this, okay? You can check out the links on our LongIslandNewsNetwork.com page, and you can go to Instagram, and you can find them on Facebook. It's Market Events 111, Market Events 111, all right? So make sure you get your family, and even if it's you or whoever, bring your girlfriend, your grandma, your aunt, uncle, whatever, bring them and go, all right? Starting this weekend again, 12 to 8, second floor to Salmonia Mall. You got the Nautical Mile thing going on. Check out all the events that Harry has going on. It really, really will, it's just a great thing, all right? And I'm proud to be a part of it.
Your car is so dirty that your neighbors think you've been off-roading through a mud wrestling tournament? Did your cup holder become a science experiment? And are there fries under your seat old enough to apply for Social Security? It's time to call Rob's Mobile Wash and Detail. Rob doesn't just wash cars, he brings them back from the dead. I'm talking about fresh, clean, shiny. Wait, is this even the same vehicle kind of clean? And the best part, check this out. He comes to you. That's right. No waiting around, no sitting in some sketchy car wash line behind a guy with 3 barking dogs and a bumper hanging off. I'm talking Rob's Mobile Wash and Detail. He delivers professional cleaning and detailing right where you are. Cars, trucks, SUVs, if it rolls, Rob can make it look ridiculously better. So stop driving around in a vehicle that looks like it lost a custody battle with a garbage can. Call Rob's Mobile Wash and Detail today. 516-244-3060. That's 516-244-3060. I'm going to tell you again. 516-244-3060. Rob's Mobile Wash and Detail, because dirty cars are depressing. 516-244-3060. Give Rob a call today.
Dirty car in your driveway, spots on the paint that just won't go. One call brings the shine back, watch that chrome and color glow. Rob's Mobile Wash and Detail, we bring the clean right to your door, yeah. Rob's Mobile Wash and Detail, call 516-244-3060. Rob's Mobile Wash.
Big Al.
And Big Mike at A&M Autoland. And folks, my illustrious partner, Al here, says he's come up with a new idea for our next promotion.
It's my most original idea yet.
Well, let's have it.
It's the A&M Autoland Moonlight Madness Sale. Ta-da!
The what?
Moonlight Madness.
Al, that's not an original idea. Everybody's done Moonlight Madness. Electronic stores, grocery stores, clothing stores, bicycle
I
stores.
never noticed.
Let's just go with it.
Come in next Monday, folks, for howling good savings during A&M's Moonlight Madness Sale. It's all happening Monday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m.
5? The sun's still up at 5 p.m. You're supposed to have a Moonlight Madness sale at night.
You are.
The Moonlight Madness Sale at A&M Autoland, the dealership that's always in the dark.
You drive me crazy.
You've got Moonlight Madness.
Let me tell you something that might sting a little, all right? But you're going to need to hear this, okay? Nobody knows you exist. Not your ideal customer, not the people driving past your business, not even the people scrolling right past your post like you are invisible. And you're sitting there wondering, why is the phone not ringing? Come on, all right? You think because you're good at what you do, people are just magically going to find you? That's adorable, but there are thousands of businesses just like yours, same service, same promises, same quality work speech. You are not special just because you exist. If nobody sees you, you don't exist, period. Well, I posted on Facebook. I made a website. I told a few people what I do, and now you're waiting like somehow business is supposed to just show up at your door with flowers and a thank you card. Let me tell you something, friends. That's not marketing. That's wishful thinking with Wi-Fi. All right? So let me break it down real simple. You're not consistent. You're not visible. You're not memorable. People don't call the best. They call the ones they remember. I'm going to say it again. People don't call the best. They call the ones they remember. Trust me, I've researched this, okay? And I'm telling you, people don't call the best. They call the one they remember. And guess what? If they only saw you once, they forget, or should I say, they will forget about you 5 minutes later. You know who wins? The business they hear again and again and again and again, not once a week, not when you feel like posting, not when business is slow and you panic, every single day. Because when people finally need what you offer, they don't start researching like a detective. They go with the name that's been living in their head rent-free. You see, friends, you don't have a lead problem. You have an exposure problem. You're invisible, and you're expecting results. That's like opening a store in the middle of the woods and getting mad that nobody walked in. You want calls? Stop hiding. Get louder. Show up daily. Put your message everywhere. Audio, video, social, radio, interviews, ads. Be so visible that people get sick of seeing you. Okay, because people get sick of seeing you. Because right now, they're not sick of you. They don't even know you exist. So here's the deal. You can keep doing what you're doing and keep getting the same nothing, or you can finally understand this. Here it comes. Write this down. Tattoo it on your forehead. Visibility beats talent. Repetition beats perfection. And the loudest, consistent voice wins every time. And if you're going to complain about no calls after that, at least have the decency to admit you like being ignored. Come on, I'm rooting for you, but I'm not going to pretend the universe is the problem here. It's not. I'll tell you again, visibility beats talent, repetition beats perfection, and the loudest consistent voice wins every time.
Make your mark tonight. Your best ideas in a paper stack. Get dust on the shelf when you hold them back. One phone call can change that game. Give them something real. Give them something with a name. Say your name out loud. Let it ring. Put a face on the dream. Make them say they can't do business with you if they don't know you exist. Know you exist. They can't do business with you if they don't know you exist. So step in the light. Make your mark tonight. No secret handshake, no velvet door. If they can't find you, you need one sign more. Raise your flag, let them see there's a whole world waiting for what you can be. They can't do business with you if they don't know you exist. Know you exist. They can't do business with you if they don't know you exist. So step in the light. Make your mark tonight. They can't do business with you if they don't know you exist. Know you exist.
So let me talk to you for just a second about something that really irritates me. Okay? Funnels. Everybody's selling them, and everybody's buying into this dream of passive income while they sip margaritas poolside. Well, let me drop a truth bomb on your forehead. Most of y'all, and I mean most of y'all, are not ready for a funnel. You need a freaking backbone before you need a back end. Okay? Funnels are tools. They are not magic tricks. They will not fix lazy. They won't replace hustle. You can't automate integrity, and you can't schedule authenticity. Ooh. You want leads? I'm going to tell you how to get them. You ready? Go talk to people. You want customers? Start building relationships, not landing pages. You know, I've seen people put $10,000 into a funnel without one solid conversation behind it. They've got upsells, they've got downsells, they've got tripwires, they got AI bots, but no customers. You know why? Because people can smell fake. So here's the play. You ready? Start with real human outreach. Pick up the phone, all right? DM, you know, a direct message, all right, with purpose. Show up in your community. And then once you built something that works, automate the hell out of it. But don't hide behind funnels hoping they're going to save a business that never started. Got it? Good. All right, this is Small Business Owner Radio, where we sell backbone over BS every single time. Time for Eric to switch into business mode here for just a second, because somebody asked me a question the other day. They said, Eric, you've owned a radio station since 2005. How come you don't have like 100,000 followers on Instagram? And I said something very simple. Because followers don't pay my electric bill. So let's talk about this for a second. Or somewhere along the way, the internet convinced everybody that followers equal success. I mean, you've seen it. Come on. Someone has 120,000 followers. They post pictures of coffee, sunsets, and inspirational quotes. And meanwhile, they're still borrowing money from their cousin to pay the rent.
But hey, at least the sunset got 2,000 likes. All right? Listen carefully. Likes are not income. You could have 500,000 followers and still be broke if nobody's buying anything. All right, meanwhile, there's a guy who owns a plumbing company with 300 customers, and he's making $500,000 a year. No hashtags, no influencer ring lights, just business. So here's the truth that nobody on Instagram or any of the other social media sites, and I know Facebook is going to get all pissed off, X is going to get all pissed off, TikTok's going to hate me, you know, they're all going to hate me because of what I'm saying here. But most of those big follower numbers, they're smoke and mirrors, bots, inactive accounts, people scrolling while they're sitting on the toilet. That's not business. Business is when someone calls you, hires you, or writes you a check. I'm going to say it again. Business is when somebody calls you, hires you, or writes you a check. And that's exactly why I built things like Rapid Referrals. And that's why I do this show, this radio show, because real business doesn't come from chasing algorithms. It comes from people knowing who you are. It comes from people trusting you and actually doing business with you. What a concept. So if you got 100,000 followers and you're still broke, congratulations. You don't have a business. You have an audience. And unless that audience becomes customers, it's just numbers on a screen. Okay? They call me cop. My name is Eric. Don't hate me. I'm telling you, think about it. All right? Now, come on. Let's play some music before someone invents an app that
So let me ask you a serious question. Have you ever been to an event where the food was so bad that you stopped trusting the host as a human being? Yeah, come on. Don't be that person. Instead, call Preferred Catering. It was established in 2017 by Chef Rich Romani, a 34-year ACF certified chef who can cook any cuisine, any menu. What does that mean? It means that whether your guest want filet mignon or your Uncle Tony demands something with gravy, he's got you covered, okay? This guy is trusted by schools like St. Dominic, St. Patrick's in Huntington, Fordham Prep. He was featured in Newsday and dance papers, and now, yeah, I'm officially stalking his food, okay? And wait till you see this. He's got a 22-foot mobile kitchen, not a food truck, not a grill in the backyard, a full kitchen on wheels. This thing pulls up like, hey, relax, I got dinner. So if you want your event remembered for the right reasons and not because people hit McDonald's on the way home, call Preferred Catering at 516-312-6706. That's 516-312-6706. I'm going to tell you again, 516-312-6706. Preferred Catering, because bad catering is a reputation you can't delete.
Hungry crowd, big event, you know just who to represent. Any dish you're dreaming of, served with skill and a little love. Preferred Catering, we've got you covered. From grill to plate, flavor discover. Call 516-312-6706. Hey! Bring the kitchen that everybody picks. 22 feet of cooking on wheels. Certified Chef Rich Romani seals the deal. Preferred Catering, your perfect buy. Preferred Catering, every time right. Preferred Catering, make the call today. 516-312-6706 all the way. Oh yeah!
All right, let me talk to you for a second, Long Island. This is Eric, and yeah, this is Long Island News Network, and I'm going to be straight with you. We're building this thing in real time. All right, this is not some big corporation station with 100 people behind the scenes pretending that everything is perfect. It's not. All right, we're working through the little quirks, tweaking things, adjusting, testing, because you know what? That's what building something real actually looks like. And honestly, I got to tell you, I love it. I love what I do. All right, you know, when we're creating, or should I say what we are creating here, isn't just another radio station. It's a platform for Long Island. It's a place where real stories get told, where small business owners actually get heard, and where people, they're actually doing something. Anything, and anyone can step up and be seen and be heard, okay? Too many people are out there invisible. Great businesses, great ideas, great people, and nobody knows who they are. That's what we are fixing. So, yeah, you might hear a hiccup here or there. You might catch us trying to something new that we didn't do yesterday. Good. That means we're alive. That means we're growing, okay? You might even hear some of the stuff from the old stations, some of the old, I'll be honest, some of the old recordings that I did, because I still have a message to put out there, all right? And here's the part that I really want you to hear. This is not just my station. This is yours. If you got a business, if you got a story, if you got something that you're building and you're tired of being overlooked, I want you involved. Come on the air. Let's talk about what you do. Let us, and there are more than one. I'm talking, my guy Vern, let me tell you something. Vern has been such a blessing to the Long Island Small Business Owner Group. All right. And it's amazing that we've never been in the same room together, but I feel so close to this man because we have so much chemistry between us, okay, with regards to what we want to do and the direction that we want to go. And I'm going to tell you, you're going to hear a lot from him as well. All right. Let me help you get visible. The more people that we bring into this, the stronger it gets. And the stronger it gets, the more opportunities that it will create for everyone. And I'm not waiting for permission. I'm not waiting for perfect. I'm building this right now. Okay. So if you're ready to stop sitting on the sidelines and actually be part of something that's growing, reach out. All right. My email is simple. Eric at the number is 495.fm. Eric at .495fm, or you can give me a call. All this stuff is right there on the Long Island News Network.com website. Come on. And as I always say, let's make business happen. Let's not sit around and wait. I call it posting and praying. And everybody, I got to tell you, we put out a post the other day. We're doing something called shout-outs. And I was amazed. I don't even know at this point. I haven't checked it this morning, but when I last checked, it was like 6,000 on the reach. Almost 200. I get so excited when I do this. 200 small business owners reached out and said, yeah, I want to be a part of this. 200. Okay, now I know our group has over 30,000, but and some people, 200 is nothing. Yes, it's something. One number is something. Two is something. All right, let's get involved. Okay, let's work together and let's make business happen. Ask you something. When you walk into your kitchen, does it feel like the heart of your home, or does it feel like you're stuck somewhere in 1994? I mean, maybe the bathroom needs a serious upgrade, or maybe the deck out back has seen better days, or maybe the whole space just doesn't feel like you anymore. That's where Everything Custom by David comes in. This is not some fly-by-night contractor who disappears halfway through the job. David and his team, they specialize in custom kitchens, bathrooms, decks, and interior renovations designed around the way that you actually live. They've worked with homeowners and designers to create spaces people genuinely love coming home to. Years of experience, quality craftsmanship, top-grade materials, skilled professionals who actually show up and do the job right. And here's the part people appreciate the most. Clear communication from start to finish. No guessing, no disappearing acts, just reliable work and attention to every detail until the project is done right. So if you're thinking about upgrading your home, call Everything Custom by David today. Give him a call, 631-906-8703. That's 631-906-8703, or visit everythingcustombydavid.com. Everything Custom by David, turning your vision into a space you'll love living in.
Worn out cabinets, cracked old floor. If your home doesn't feel like you anymore, Everything Custom by David.com. New kitchen, bath, built-in desk so strong. One call flips the way you live and more. 631-906-8703. Everything Custom by David. That's what your home's for.
All right, sometimes the best business ideas do not come from a boardroom. They come from a real problem that somebody finally gets tired of watching. And there's a new service out there. It's called College Rides. I don't know whether you heard about this or not. RIDEZ. And the service is designed to give students a safer and smarter way to get home. They can order sushi at 2 o'clock in the morning, but they can't figure out how to get home safely. All right. And get this, the brains behind this is a Long Island founder. So the mission is simple, but it's powerful. Connect students who live outside major city centers with reliable transportation options that actually make sense. Because apparently, figuring it out yourself at midnight is not a great transportation strategy, okay? College Rides is positioning itself as a community-based solution, And it's working to bring people together while solving one of the biggest headaches that college students face, getting home safely and being affordable. So listen, this is what happens when I'll get the word out. This is what it's early, folks, okay? Give me a break. This this is what happens when an entrepreneur sees a gap and actually does something about it. Here's the 3 steps. Ready? Problem, solution, execution. That's the formula. PSE. Problem, not PSEG. Problem, solution, execution. That's the formula from Long Island to a potentially national impact. And around here, we respect that hustle. My name is Eric Martin Kabbelman, and that's the real story right here on Long Island News Network. All right, so tell me if this sounds familiar. You go into a networking event, you walk into the room, and it's like a damn business card orgy. All right, everyone's tossing their names out like confetti and pretending that they really care. But you ask them, hey, what do you do the next day? You know what you get? That's right, you get crickets. All right, that's not networking. All right, crickets, stop. That's networking the wrong way. All right, real networking is about follow-up, follow-through, and financial movement. It's about knowing someone, it's about trusting them, and it's about actually putting dollars on the table. All right? You don't need to know 1,000 people or more. You need 10 solid people who will actually do business with you. Okay? And that's what we're promoting here. We're promoting Long Island small business owners. We're promoting the grid. All right? It's not just a group. It's part of a system, okay, that builds net worth. You pledge to support each other. You pledge to spend money where it stays in the family. And suddenly, your marketing budget works harder, your brand gets louder, and your confidence goes through the roof, okay? No more lunch dates that go nowhere. No more shaking hands with people who vanish the next day. See, we do business here, okay? Long Island Small Business Owner Group does business here, all right? This is Small Business Owner Radio, where handshakes still matter and dollars flow inside the circle. On the show, we're diving into the world of high-end shine, next-level hustle, and pure automotive passion. My guest is a man who turned soap, water, and grit into a full-blown brand. He's the founder of Rob's Mobile Wash and Detail, where every vehicle, it's not just cleaned, it's brought back to life. From classic cars to daily drivers, this guy's got the magic touch, and he's got the business savvy to match. He's not just washing cars, he's building a reputation, one glossy finish at a time. I want to welcome to the show the man behind the shine, Robert Nathanson. Rob, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show, Rob.
Hey, how you doing, Eric? Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Now, I got to ask, let's start from the beginning. Take me back to the early days. I mean, how did this all get started? What? First off, let me just say this to my audience, okay? There's a lot of fly-by-night guys out there that call themselves detailers. But when you see this man pull up to your house with his van and the equipment and everything that he has to be able to do the work to get the job done right, it's truly amazing. So let's start from the beginning. Take me back to the early days. I mean, was this something, this was a passion for you? How did you get started with this?
Yeah, I guess it all stemmed back from years ago. Being into, my dad was into motorcycles, and he got me into motorcycles, and then we would spend, Friday nights cleaning them, and then on the weekends we'd be out on them, and then it just slowly evolved into, diving deeper into, taking the proper care and, maintenance like you would on an oil change on the car. But, on the cleaning aspect side of it, maintaining your investment. And, it's just, I find peace, and I joy in it, restoring,
that's a big part of it. That's a big part of it. So in other words, you love what you do.
Yes, 100%. Because years prior to this, I was driving trucks and never felt fulfilled, and got into a work accident. And then I decided that this was going to be my chance to take the step and, jump 100% into something that I always had a passion for.
So you went from being an employee to owning your own business.
Correct.
Was that scary for you? How did that feel?
Yeah, it was scary. It was something that I always pondered for years and years. And then backtracking a little bit, like I said, I had gotten into a work injury, and a surgery had gone bad, and literally died twice, ICU for 7 days. And then that was kind of like my the writing on the wall. I didn't even hear back from anybody at the company that I was working for. So that was kind of my, like I said, the writing on the wall, so to speak, that if I was going to do something, it was going to be, then. And that's when I decided to slowly start, working towards, building a brand and opening my own business and taking the leap.
ICU for how many days?
It was 7 days, 4 days totally unconscious and knocked out, and 7 days altogether till they sent me home.
Rob, and you said you almost died?
Flatlined twice. I did die twice.
Did you? Was there a light?
No,
I need to know, Rob. I need to know.
I didn't wake up.
I'm kidding.
Knowing any special. You hear these people waking up becoming geniuses, but
yeah.
I just took that as my my sign as to
Let me tell you something.
You never know what the heck is going to happen. So
let me tell you something. You talk about people becoming geniuses, but the fact that you were able to come from having this type of accident, being in the hospital, being in ICU, and actually flatlining twice, and now being in the position and the business owner that you are, let me tell you something. That in itself is amazing. That truly is. I do a lot.
It's a blessing in disguise, so to speak.
I talk about comebacks all the time. All right. Here's the thing about business. Somebody can own a mobile detailing company. Okay. Mm-hmm. And, they get a bucket and they're considering themselves a detailer. You're more than that. Okay. But talking about just the concept of business ownership, all right, from someone from your point of view. All right. And this is what I want my listeners to understand. Okay. Is that this is a man who could have just said, you know what? I was in an accident. I flatlined twice. My life sucks, and I'm going to have a pity party for the rest of my life. You didn't do that. You came out of it. And how did your family react to it when you said, wife or girlfriend or whatever? I don't know if I didn't even ask you.
I'm single, but they probably thought I was half crazy saying, that I wanted to go and open up my own thing after all that. But I think that they were also, happy that I was taking some, initiative and not just letting that moment define who I was, kind of like, reinventing myself, so to speak. The only thing that I wish that I would have done differently is I wish I would have done it sooner, but everything happens for a reason and a time and a place for everything. So, somebody once told me, never say, I wish I could have, started, but like the best time, the start is now, not, tomorrow, the next, just get out and do it. Even Absolutely. If it's, little by little.
I tell people, I said, there's no such thing as regret. It's called lessons. That's what we learn.
Yes.
And the thing is, there are lessons that people don't take into consideration, and they struggle and suffer their entire life. And then there are people such as yourself and me. I'm blowing my own horn here. That we learn things from our mistakes, and we say, you know what? We're not just going to let that kick us down. We're going to make it work. We're going to use that to our benefit. So
exactly.
So you use that to your benefit, and then this is how you came up with Rob's Mobile. Yep. And you know what? I got to tell you, I'm proud of you for something else, because a lot of times, especially in the detailing business or any type of service business, people come up with names to their company. What you did by using your own name, Rob, in your name of your company, you're basically not only branding what you do, but you're branding yourself. And a lot of people don't get that. They don't get
exactly. That's even like sometimes, sorry to cut you off.
No, not
but
at all.
Even there's been times too where I've come up to jobs where customers were more than willing to pay me, whatever I had said, but the job, I knew I wouldn't meet their expectations and it wouldn't meet mine. And being that my name's attached to it physically, I didn't want to, have someone be like, oh, who did that car? And they'll be like, oh, robbed it. I don't want, if I can't get it to how I like it and the customer likes it, then I rather walk away from something than giving someone false expectations and them not being happy, because at the end of the day, money's just money. I'd rather have a somebody that's happy and a returning customer rather than taking X amount of money from them and leaving them unhappy. I'd rather fulfill their expectations.
Sure. It's about, what it is, people don't realize it, that a lot of people don't have the ethics and morals to be in business. And what happens is what they don't understand is that if they develop a good reputation, money follows.
Exactly.
Money will follow the reputation. If they develop a bad reputation, then all they can do is keep screwing people over. What I'm saying?
Even for instance, last week I was in the middle of a job. I was doing something and I accidentally quoted the lady wrong price. It must have been a confusion, but to prove, I didn't want her to think I was another fly by night, contractor that was going to come rip her off. I actually threw in extra services, on my behalf to prove to her that, that she could have somebody that she could trust, to instill trust in her. I didn't want her to think that I was there just to take her money and run, but
Absolutely.
rather, I gave her some extra services and she was happy. I was happy. She left me a great review. And now I think, in a couple of months or not a couple of weeks, I should say, she wants me to return to wash her car again. So
I was just going to say that the bottom line is in your business, it's all about repeat customers, because the thing is, and what you do by building up a customer, you're going to end up with a customer list where eventually you're going to say, I don't have to advertise anymore. I just do my existing customers.
That's word of mouth and a great review. I've rather that than a tip from anybody any day of the week, because, like we said, the money will follow. I rather have, do a good job, meet their expectations, and have them call me up once the, first thing that pops into their mind when their car's dirty is, let me give him a call. Cause I know he's going to do, the right job. And, they're going to remember, they're going to remember that I took care of them the last time. They're not going to call back the guy that ripped them off.
Absolutely. With what I preach and what I talk about, and a lot of times I talk about, understanding common sense, biblical principle. All right. And living a life as a good life. All right. And the thing about it is one of the simplest rules that I can instill in anybody. And I can, people say, give me, what advice can you give me? Well, I'm not going to give you business advice. I'm not going to give you financial advice. I'm not, because, your way or anybody's way of doing things might be differently than me. So for me to try to give somebody business advice from an industry or from a profession that I don't know anything about, but if I say to them, I'm going to give you the best advice I can give you, here it is. Do unto others as you would have others do unto you.
Exactly.
the golden rule. That's it.
Yeah. I like to be able to go to bed at night and not think about like, oh, I ripped this guy off for this much.